Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Chris Billam-Smith scores a brilliant knockout victory, a fifth round knockout over Armend Xhoxhaj. I think that's how you pronounce it. It probably isn't, but what do I know? He's a Croatian fella, fights out of Germany. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I think it's Xhoxhaj. That's what the commentators were saying. Anyway, I've got to be honest, Xhoxhaj came in, 14 wins, 2 defeats. I didn't know anything about him. Both his defeats were were actually by stoppage, by TKO. He lost in 2021 in a fourth round knockout to Mateusz Masternak. No shame in that, Masternak. Very good fighter. That was over in Poland. And then earlier on in his career, 2019, he lost in 3 rounds, got KO'd for some obscure German title by a guy I've never heard of, some sort of journeyman. I don't even remember the guy's name, but he got this fight because he beat a guy called Roman Fress, split decision, big upset over in Germany. And, you know, there you go. There he is in with Chris Billam-Smith. This was a 12-round fight. And the first 2 rounds, actually, let's go back to the ring walk, because it was very telling that Mr. Armend Xhoxhaj was not lacking in confidence, and I don't think he was faking it. He was taking his time walking to the ring. He's in the backyard of Billam-Smith's backyard. He's in Bournemouth, which is where Billam-Smith is from, and he's very relaxed, looks very confident. The opening bell goes, and he shows that it's not just a front, because he attacks Billam-Smith, and I mean goes straight at him, and kind of unsettles him somewhat. And this continued into the second round, and I gave the first round to Xhoxhaj. It could have gone either way. It was a very, very close fight. But in the second round, there's no doubt at all that Xhoxhaj won that round. He was much the smaller man. I mean, he looked like a small cruiserweight, and Billam-Smith looks like a very, very big cruiserweight. I would imagine he has to watch his weight, boil himself down to cruiser. Whereas Xhoxhaj, 6'1.5", tall, according to BoxRec anyway, 28 years old. He looks to me like a very small cruiser. But he didn't care. He was tearing after Billam-Smith, and in the second round, he gave him something to think about. He landed one particular big overhand, flush right hand, landed bang on the button, and it shook Billam-Smith. His legs did a slight tremor, no big deal, but clearly he was unnerving Billam-Smith and getting him out of his game plan, getting him out of his rhythm. And in the third, after a bit of a, little bit of consultation with Shane McGuigan, who, by the way, has turned out to be a very, very good trainer, if he wasn't already. Billam-Smith sort of started to go back to his boxing. He always stands a little bit upright at times. And McGuigan said, you're pulling out in a straight line, you're too high up. You need to sort of little bit of movement when you're moving out. And it was noticeable that Xhoxhaj did seem to take his foot off the gas a bit. In the fourth round, Xhoxhaj tried to come back, but I definitely gave the third and the fourth to Billam-Smith. And in the fifth, Xhoxhaj seemed to feel, well, this is getting away from me a little bit, so I'm going to put the heat on him. And he went after Billam-Smith. And you thought, okay, this guy's game. This guy's a good fighter. He's a fighting man. He's got the mentality, whether he wins, loses, or draws. But unfortunately for him, Billam-Smith had now warmed up and was concentrating to the point where he was not only boxing when he needed to, he was prepared to exchange and be first with the exchanges. And that's exactly what happened about a minute and a half in, just a little bit more than a minute and a half into the fifth round. Billam-Smith fired a combination. I think it was a left to the body. I can't remember exactly. Left to the body, right hook, if I remember rightly. Another left, and then an almighty right sort of uppercut come hook that landed bang on Xhoxhaj's chin, and he was out before he hit the floor. He sagged badly, went completely limp while he was still on his feet, and fell back onto his back. Credit to Billam-Smith for not firing an extra punch, because that would have really punctuated it, and it wasn't necessary. And Xhoxhaj the referee just didn't even count. Xhoxhaj was out. So a great win, all things considered, for Billam-Smith, who has got to be looking at a world title fight now. I mean, he's the EBU and the Commonwealth champ. Don't think he's given up either of those titles. But He's beaten Tommy McCarthy twice. You know, he's beaten Isaac Chamberlain. That was a very good fight. A rematch with Chamberlain, maybe, yeah. But he's got to be looking at a world title fight now, because he is a draw in Bournemouth. He seems to be a very popular. He's gaining actually popularity throughout Britain. I think people are beginning to put some respect on his name. Ben Shalom likes him. He's one of the faces of Sky. And but who against? Who would you put him against? Tell me in the comments below who you'd like to see Billam-Smith fight next time. I suppose Lawrence Okoli is the obvious choice, but can that happen? Bit of cross-promotional stuff. Well, I say that, but of course, Lawrence Okoli is about to leave Matchroom and DAZN. He wants to go over to Boxer, go over to Sky Sports. If they do that, then there's nothing standing in the way. They can get it on, unless Okoli chooses to go with another promoter. Frank Warren, maybe go abroad. I don't know, Top Rank. I don't know. But he's got the belt, so Billam-Smith really wants that belt. Or will Billam-Smith try to pick up one of the other belts? Jay Apataya? I don't know. If he wins that belt, and that's a big if, because Apataya is good, maybe a unification, an all-British unification. I don't know. You give me your opinion. What did you think of the fight? I thought it was a good one. I thought after some early scares, I thought Billam-Smith settled down and handled a very, very game opponent. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching this video as always, and of course subscribe if you're new. That would be a real big help. Hit the subscribe button. Takes a second, costs nothing. Hit the like button if you could. That'll be a big help as well, and we'll speak again soon. Meanwhile, bye for now.